Well, a hearty good evening to you. Yes, we took a week off, but we just couldn't stay away. We are back. It is time once again for the Champion Brothers ChampCast, Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's talk some Southern Gospel. How about
look, where's Neal?
it? Yeah, Chris is right where he always is.
I was practicing earlier on that. Make sure I
Was
got
you?
it right.
I need to see if I can get closer to the camera. My finger can get bigger. Like, there we go. Now, there we go.
Is that like that deal you used to do where you put your fingers in barely and then look through them and you can see the floating sausage in the middle? But anyway, I can't demonstrate that on the video, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
Years.
Oh, yep. You know we're on because the dogs are starting up. So
the alarm has sounded.
Keep them dogs down back there. So,
yeah,
I'm actually here at the house by myself right now. Eli will be making an appearance shortly, and then the rest of them shortly thereafter. So, oh wait,
what
I
you
think
said?
Eli's here now. Yeah, there goes Eli now.
Hey, Eli, and you said the dog was there too, so you wasn't by yourself.
Yeah. So anyway, I was only human here for a first couple of minutes, but
Understood.
Anyway.
Understood.
We're back to talk about some Southern Gospel, play you some Southern Gospel, tell you about some events, recap some events, all the above, and then some. You never know. But as we always say, if you're joining us, and I see that some have started coming on in, we encourage you to hit that like button or share button. Isn't that what we're supposed to say? Yeah, I think so.
That's right. Yeah.
And
like, share, subscribe, notify, all the above.
Yeah, all that stuff. Or drop a comment. We love to hear from you. Just tell us, hey, and I'm looking to see if anybody's coming in yet. There's some folks stopping by, but we appreciate y'all letting us know that you're here, and we'll acknowledge you if you want to. If you don't want us to, just tell us so, and we won't. But we are we're a week and a half away from our first singing in Vernon with United Voice, and we just had us a time, didn't we?
We did. I'm telling you, United Voice brought it just like I knew they would, all the way from Arkansas. And,
yep.
Everybody there, I heard nothing but good comments. Let me say that. I mean,
absolutely.
Did a fine job. Mike Franklin and Jeremy Ballinger and Chris Bennett just did a fine job. Really enjoyed them. And we're glad that you came. If you did not come in the future. All right. You missed a good one, and you're going to miss some more good ones if you don't come join us at one of these singing.
And we're going to be having some more. We'll be telling you about that. Right quick, let's say, hey, Samantha Lewis is watching us from Kansas tonight. Well, hey, appreciate you stopping by. Randall Sutherland says, hey to Randall and all of his folks watching tonight. Appreciate you so much. Yes. But yeah, we had the singing in Vernon with United Voice a little over a week ago, and we're just keeping them coming. You know, that's because we don't know anybody.
That's right. That's right. And
the last two that we have had, I've had numerous people that were there come to me later on and say, boy, man, that was good. And I was like, well, yeah, we're not going to bring anybody bad in. So.
That's right.
But I think it was the Monday after we had the United Voice on Saturday, I ran into some folks up at the Walmarts, and they were still talking about the Master's Voice concert. And I was like, well, really? you missed ours last Saturday, but hey, we appreciate it just the same. So
That's right.
Ken Cook's checking in with us from Steens, Mississippi. I see that one. Ken. Appreciate you, Ken. Hey to you. And let me see right quick. Mal Mallory says, good evening, brothers. Always good to see Mal. Well, we got another one coming up real soon. Hey, how about June 1st? How's that sound?
Right around the corner, man. It'll be here before you know it. We are having two back-to-back in Vernon because of a little scheduling glitch we had at the first of the year, but that's all right. That's all right. Let me tell you, Sound Street, again, you may not have heard them if in this area. You may not have heard of them, but I'm telling you, if you like gospel music, you're going to want to be there. They are full of energy. They are on fire, and they're going to bring it to Vernon, Alabama on June 1st, 6 o'clock. Won't cost you to get in. Now, the last time somebody did announce it was going to cost you to get to leave, but that wasn't really the case.
No,
that wasn't
no,
the
no.
case. But yeah, just come and worship with us, because faithful friends will do some good quartet singing. Chosen Witness will do whatever it is we do a little bit,
Oh, stop it. Y'all be doing some fabulous
and
singing your own selves. Huh?
and then Sound Street will just tear it up that night. And yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Sound Street between now and then. But yeah, go ahead, put it on your calendar if you hadn't already got it on there, and plan to be with us in Vernon, June the 1st, or as I had said into last year when we scheduling all this, May 32nd, because we
Yeah,
was trying to
yeah.
get them in May, and it didn't quite work. So there we go.
We'll
June
just
1st,
stretch it
Saturday.
out a little bit.
That's right.
Well, what you got lined up for us playing or theme or whatever for tonight?
Yeah, for some music, actually several weeks back, might have even been one of the last ones in the last year. I mentioned something one night about a Hall of Fame quartet, and
Yeah.
I said I told some people to be putting your thinking caps on and thinking who I might be talking about. We're going to feature them sometime coming up. Well, tonight's that night. I want to feature several of the tracks from a project recorded by a Hall of Fame quartet, and what I mean by that is this lineup. All five members, all four singers in the quartet, and their piano player are all in the Southern Gospel Music Association Hall of Fame.
Well,
Now,
how
the
about that?
SGMA, let's bring them to the forefront. They really work hard to preserve Southern gospel music, preserve the history of Southern gospel music with the Hall of Fame that they have, and that you can actually go visit it. They're in Pigeon Forge, the Hall of Fame. See all the people that have been inducted, and you definitely need to go sometime. Make it a point to go visit the Hall of Fame. The voting was just recently
Yeah.
on that, who we're going to induct this year, and so yeah, that'll be announced sometime between now and September. I forget when it's actually announced, but they actually, I guess, officially handed out for the living ones at the National Quartet Convention in September. But SGMA Hall of Fame, all five of these guys on this album are in that Hall of Fame. So you know it had to be a good quartet.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always loved this album too. So many of the songs, several of them we sung back in the day, and we'll mention those as we go. But the quartet I'm talking about is the Cathedral Quartet. The particular album that we're going to feature is distinctively in 1984 is when this was released. Chris, do you realize that was 40 years ago? Do
That
you
hurts.
realize that?
Yes,
Don't it?
because it's the year I
40
graduated.
years ago. There you go. This album came out, and at the time, it could have probably been guessed and been a safe guess that those guys would wind up in the Hall of Fame one day,
Oh, yeah.
and they all did. Danny Funderburk, Glenn Payne, Mark Trammell, George Johnson, the quartet, and then at the time the longtime piano player, Roger Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to play several cuts from that album tonight. The very first one is one that we did as the Bama Boys. We actually recorded this back when Red sung with us, when Lee Leonard actually sung with us, and he sung on this song. I remember a song says, "I'm happy in the Lord." Anyway.
Anyway, and it really doesn't matter what comes my way today. I'm gonna wear a smile, hold my head up high and say, I'm happy in the Lord anyway.
A storm is raging in my life right now, but to Satan's oppression I refuse to bow. I'm gonna say to him, get thee behind me today, 'cause I'm happy in the Lord anyway.
I'm happy in the Lord anyway, and it really doesn't matter what comes my way today. I'm gonna wear a smile, hold my head up high and say, I'm happy in the Lord anyway.
Now you know old Satan will try to get you down, 'cause he just loves to take a smile and turn it upside down. But through Christ you have the power to send him on his way. You can be happy in the Lord anyway.
I'm happy in the Lord anyway, and it really doesn't matter what what comes my way today. I'm gonna wear a smile, hold my head up high and say, I'm happy in the Lord anyway. I'm happy in the Lord anyway. And it really doesn't matter what comes my way today. I'm gonna wear a smile, hold my head up high and say, I'm happy in the Lord anyway. I'm happy, 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 happy in the Lord anyway.
There you go. There's you some wonderful quartet Hall of Fame music from the Cathedrals. And I'm happy in the Lord anyway here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Did you want to say something about them or?
That was a fine one. Yeah, just from left to right as you're looking at the screen. George Yance, Glenn Payne, Mark Trammell, the front row there, Roger Bennett and Danny Funderburk. Yeah, what a solid quartet. And I have listened to that song, to this album over and over and over over the years. I'm glad to be sharing it tonight. And I'm sorry that I was late and for some reason couldn't throw the picture up when I should
It's
have.
okay. I didn't know. I thought sat there for a minute and I said, well, he might just want to just see folks into letting folks see you enjoy that song. So
Yeah. Oh my! But yeah, what a good time it was in that day. Seeing those guys actually live and in person. I mean, nobody could hold a crowd like George Yance could as far as an MC of the group. And you had the soft quietness of Danny Funderburk's voice, and then followed by the booming power of his voice. And I mean, and of course Glenn Payne. You talking about holding a crowd, just his presence when he's singing a song just drew you in. And of course Mark Trammell. Just, is there anybody that completes a quartet any better than Mark Trammell? Just yeah, what a great group. Glad to be sharing some of those songs. You want to roll right on? Or you want to say hi to somebody?
Some folks right quick. Dana Smart checking in with us tonight, and Chase Emery says, hey, and Boo Shaw says, good time frame and good music. So I guess that means
that's right.
He likes it when we come on Wednesday nights at 8. So
okay.
I don't know that, or if he's talking about 1984. I don't know.
Right. He might be talking about 1984. Yeah.
That's true. But anyway, yes. What's next?
The next one I can remember, this is the song, I guess the Happy Goodmans maybe is who originally recorded this song, called John the Revelator.
Yeah.
But I remember when the Cathedrals had it on this project and then they staged it, seeing them in concert, how Glenn you remember how he would do? He would say everything but Revelator, everything that rhymed with it. He'd say John the Alternator, John the Percolator, John the... It was so funny. But then they would just, again, just pull you in with the humor but with the power of the song as well. So yeah, let's listen to the Cathedrals and John the Revelator.
Up on the Isle of Patmos, a man was cast one day. As he was left alone to die, he began to pray. The Holy Ghost fell on him, the Spirit, it came down. He began to write about the things he saw. The Revelator's name was John.
Oh, about John.
John the Revelator saw Jerusalem coming down.
Oh, about John.
John the Revelator.
John.
And when he looked around, he saw feet like brass, eyes like fire. I heard a great voice saying, come up higher. John the Revelator wrote about the city of God. While in the Spirit praying, John turned around to see if the voice that he had heard was what it seemed to be. Just like many waters, a great trumpet sound. He said, I am The first and last, the Revelator wrote it down.
Oh, about John.
John the Revelator saw Jerusalem coming down.
Oh, about John.
John the Revelator.
John.
And when he looked around, he saw feet like brass, eyes like fire. Heard a great voice saying, "Come up higher." John the Revelator wrote about the city of God. John the Revelator saw Jerusalem coming down. John the Revelator, and when he looked around, he saw feet like brass, eyes like fire. Heard a great voice saying, "Come up higher." John the Revelator wrote about the city of God.
How about it?
Sir? Cathedrals and John the Revelator here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. That ought to put a smile on your face. It should anyway.
Indeed. Indeed.
Rachel
Great time.
Baines checking in. Evening, y'all. Did you hear
Hey,
about, or
Rachel.
did you see me crash the Southern Gospel Forward the other night?
Oh, now you put me on the spot. We didn't
Wait.
get to see that one live, but we're going to go back and watch it. The replay.
Scott checked in. He says he loves this broadcast. I love up my standards, so up yours. Donna Wright checking in. Jerry McCrary. How about that? There's your name from our past, Neal. Jerry McCrary. Good to see you here. Judy Armstrong checking in. Scott's laughing at us. I think that's what that is. I can't.
Of course.
Get in there and see it.
You gotta
Anyway,
laugh or cry one if you look at it.
so the story of that is Faithful Friends was singing at the tent revival that's going on. I think tonight's the last night in Kennedy, and we sang at the tent revival on Monday night.
Mhm.
Well, I knew they were doing Southern Gospel Forward on Monday night, and Scott may just have to. I mean, Scott, you know how to do this. Get on your phone and get in here. You can get in here a whole lot easier than the Bradfords could the other night. But you ought to come on and talk about this if you're still with us. Are you scrambling yet? You ought to be. All you got to do is log in and hit the button and you're on. So hurry up and get on with us so you can tell us better than I can as far as what's coming up. Anyway, so we sing at the tent revival. We get through. I start home and I was like, hey, I wonder if this is like 8:30. And I was like, yeah, because their broadcasts are always, an hour and 30 minutes is a short one for them, which is fabulous. I love that. And I was like, I'm just going to go by there. So I went by there and sure enough, there's a couple of cars and I was like, oh, I think that's Jason's car. And so I went on and I just walked on in like I knew what I was doing. And Scott said that he waited just a second and then he muted his microphone, he thought, and we started having a quick conversation. And well, he's here. Here, get on in here.
Hey. I had to put the teeth back in.
Stop it. Stop it. It's a special guest, ladies and gentlemen, live and direct from Kennedy, Alabama. Make welcome Scott Bolden. Would you please? Yes. So anyway, it's not often that I get to crash a broadcast, vlogcast, whatever you're supposed to call it. You're more up on that stuff than I am. But anyway, so I go in, Scott starts talking to me, and then a little bit later, and I just see this look of horror on Scott's face, and because somebody on the broadcast, which I couldn't hear, told him that he wasn't muted. And I looked down, and he uses the same kind of stuff that we do, and I looked down, and both mics said they were muted. But thankfully you didn't say anything. I don't reckon. You just asked me where we'd been, what we'd been doing, and I told you, and so I just thought I'd stop by. Jason said it was a producer's fault. I don't believe that for a minute. If you're scoring at home, that goes down as an champion, because if I'd have not busted up in there, none of that other stuff would have happened. So, and then he picks up the camera and throws it over on me. And I was like, I'm way too old for this broadcast. But anyway.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Hey, Scott. Huh?
I can.
Y'all
I think you're muted. What? Huh? No.
the backstory on that, it had been I actually was double booked. I had a leadership banquet at Southmore High School with the senior leadership group. About 20 minutes till we were scheduled to go live, I got a message that we were down. So I had to like squall tires and do about 100 from the school down to the studio to kind of help that
I can
out.
see that. I can see that.
We were scheduled to go live at 7. At 6:59, everybody's in the room and ready. So I get out of the way and let the kids have it. So technical difficulty number one. And then in that change, we had to change computers. So I come in about 40 minutes later, and I'm talking, and nobody. Now I know if Neal had been able to watch live, he would have probably sent me a message that I was muffled and sounded different. But people tell me after the fact I sounded muffled all night long, pretty much. But there was a reason for that, because on this program you have to change your audio from the computer microphone to whatever you're using, which is the roadcaster.
Yeah.
So
back up.
that whole
Your head's too big. Back up a little bit. Me and Neal look like midgets. Oh, we can't say that anymore, can we? All right.
Is that better?
I guess we could lean forward. Yeah, that's better. Okay, keep going.
So anyway, the deal was, yes, Jason muted me, but it was my audio was still coming through the computer. So, and thankfully I've watched back, because the one thing that I did say that might not have been Southern Gospel Forward safe, but is ChampCast safe. I said to you that Jason's computer was giving him the finger when we tried to get on, but it didn't come across on the Southern Gospel Forward cast. So that was
okay. Because I'm sure you super analyzed that.
I did. Yes, I did. But anyway, so that was a story of when brother cousin Chris got to witness a breakdown on Southern Gospel Forward.
I crashed the broadcast.
Tell me, Chris. Tell me, Chris. In your 143 years of radio, you never once thought you were muted and you weren't, right?
Oh, of course not. No. Hey, I think that happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago one morning.
Really?
It was a deal where the funeral homes call in and do their funeral announcements. Ooh. And I thought that I was had it set to where it would record, and it turned out it was where it was going out over the air. And I was like, well, I guess they got a preview of the funeral announcements this morning. And then you heard me talking to the guys from the funeral home too, and I ain't no telling what we said.
Yeah. Oh, well,
all right, hang on. We gotta have a dog. We have a dog raising here. Okay, all right. Sorry. So Scott, I'm not asking you to let the cat out of the bag, but you put up something today and I made light of it because I crashed your broadcast the other night, and I'm still. What is it the kids say? Sorry, not sorry. I did that because I wanted to see you, but anyway.
Absolutely.
But you teased it, and I'm not asking you to let the cat out of the bag, but just tease it here in the next broadcast, because I couldn't remember off the top of my head when it's going to be.
Certainly. Southern Gospel Forward will be live next Monday night, the 29th at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Special guest that night will be the Morrison Sisters, which is an up-and-coming group, fantastic family group, fantastic family. So I'm looking forward to having them. And, we are going to broadcast a special announcement. Our Southern Gospel Forward team has a special announcement coming out, and that's about, we have committed that announcement is going to be on that broadcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't asking you. I was just asking you to tease the broadcast.
Yes. We would love. I know we have a lot of Southern Gospel Forward kids that actually watch you guys, which is cool. So,
on purpose?
Absolutely.
No, it's just because we're on SBM Studios too, and they think that they're coming on for some of the young stuff, and then they see us, and it's like, okay.
But for your audience that may not watch SBM Studios, Southern Gospel Forward's a live stream. We've got 3 younger guests than me, and they're 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old range. And we have young Southern Gospel artists and industry insiders. We've got some really cool things coming up. So the folks that hang out with y'all, we'd love for them to hang out with us if they have time.
Y'all need to see it. And like I said, and I love the fact that a short program for y'all is an hour and a half. And I love that y'all get so excited about it and get to
Yeah.
talking and just sharing your hearts and all that. And so
I-
now we've had the Bradfords.
Yeah.
Now we just got to get Riley and Jason on our show sometime, and
Yes. Yes.
then we'll complete the whole shooting match of them. So
Yeah, y'all know I'm an easy read. When we first started those Southern Gospel 4 things, my goal was 30 to 45 minutes. But yeah, you get those young folks in there together, they start talking, they start having a blast. And at first I was kind of uncomfortable and squirming. We got to close. And now I'm just pretty much, I tell them Papa's got to get to bed by about 9 o'clock. So we got to wrap it up by then. But, however long it goes, that's cool.
yeah.
Marvelous.
Well, anyway, I didn't want to keep you, but I just wanted to. I saw you dropped in, and I thought it was funny when I messed you up other night, and I apologize for that sincerely. I shouldn't have.
No
But
Just before you go though, if you got to go, we've got this singing coming up on June the 1st.
Ooh.
Yeah, have you heard about that?
Brothers are bringing it back, and you happen to be one of them Champion brothers, and
Yes.
I think you might know a little something about these folks going to be coming.
Here, let me cover myself up so y'all
Tell
can
them
talk
who's
about
coming to Vernon.
I will. So yeah, on June 1st, outstanding concert. Of course, Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends will be singing, and then Sound Street. And I think they officially titled themselves from Waynesboro. Is that right? Waynesboro, Mississippi. Jared Vanderslice. He's got a history in Southern gospel music. He traveled with the Galloways, I think, for a few years. His daughter Jay Lee, and then Ryan Belby makes up the Sound Street Trio. They are in the top 10 nominees this year for favorite new artist in the Singing News magazine, and Jay Lee is in the top 10 nominees for favorite young artist. When we interviewed her on Southern Gospel Forward, she was 14, and I cannot remember if she's had her 15th birthday yet or not, but she's an awesome young lady. When we had her on our show, we had church. I mean, she just really, It was amazing how spiritually mature this young lady is. And vocally, it's amazing how vocally mature this young lady is at her young age. But Jared is a pastor down in Mississippi. They're just a fantastic family group, fantastic people. Jared and I are together on the Southern Gospel Music Association board. Just love them to death. And if they do traditional Southern gospel music. They do have a little something for everybody. You'll hear some old school stuff, and then some of the newer Southern gospel, whatever you like. But y'all ought to put that on your calendar. They haven't been in this area that I'm aware of. So this would be a first time, but they were on the main stage last year. National Quartet Convention had a full set. Just one of the hottest up and coming artists on there. You're going to hear a whole lot more about Sound Street. So yeah, y'all come join us. Did I hit everything right?
Well, yeah, of course
you done
did.
good. You done good.
There was something I was fixing to say about that, and I can't remember what it was. See, it's rough. It's rough getting old. I don't get old, Scott. I don't encourage that at all.
I'm catching you, Bubba.
And one thing while I was doing that, Jason commented, and here's another evidence of how old I am and how forgetful I am. Yeah, Jason's like, was my first time on the show that bad? We have to do it again? No, I clean forgot that you had been on. I was
thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it.
Well, you should have. Yeah. I just clean forgot about it. So now we just got to get Riley on. And by the way, hey to Rodney Holman. He jumped in too. All right, go.
Can I add one last thing?
Yeah, you can stay as long as you want to, or as long as Janice will let you.
Oh, well, I just, like I said, I had to put on my put my teeth back in and put, all that kind of stuff. But for people watching and would we enjoy Sound Street? Look them up on YouTube. Look them up on Facebook. Do this though. Look on y'all that stream music. Check out Mansions. Mansions.
Guess what? We've got it coming up in just a little bit.
Okay. Well, y'all look up their music. That's a beautiful song, beautiful version done by Jay Lee. She has the feature on that. But and look up, if you're a streamer, look up Good Seed. on your platforms and get familiar with it. Here's what I'll do. If you don't like it, I'll give you money back, unless you pay for it on streaming. That's on you. But if you just look on the freebie stuff, I'll give you money back.
And that's what I was going to say. You said Jaylee again, and that was the key. That I don't know if our people can get with your people or not, but y'all ought to have Jaylee back on with you between now and June 1st. I know you've already had at least one repeat visitor. So
I'll tell you what I'll do, and I'll tease this because we usually don't tell too many shows out, but next Monday is Morrison Sisters.
Yeah.
The next show, which will be, I think, in the first couple of weeks of May, is actually going to feature Priscilla Franks, who is Josh and Ashley Frank's daughter. Yeah. They sing in Frank's family. She is 12 or 13. She's going to be our younger guest so far. She's got an amazing testimony of some serious scoliosis surgery she had a few months back, and she's just a precious young lady. But she and Jay Lee are really tight. So I can't make promises, but maybe we might do something, a little pop in or something. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Good deal. Can you hang around or do you need to go?
I can hang around a little bit if y'all want me to.
I mean, this is Neal's show. I'm just acting like I run it. So
y'all are playing some music of a group that I'm kind of highly fond of,
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed.
The Hall of Fame Quartet.
And we can play some music. We had gotten to the point where we were fixing to play a Sound Street song. So as usual, you set us up perfectly. It's not the one that you mentioned, one of the ones you mentioned, but this is a different one. Neal, tell us about it.
Yeah, this is one that features Jared, and this is one that just grabs a hold of me. I mean, I told some of the artists that we've had, I've told them when we've had them at our singings that one of the reasons you're here is because your music moves me.
Yes.
It moves me, and that's why I wanted to have them. Master's Voice is an example of that. This is a song that, I have no idea if it's been released, if it's been heard a lot. But, hey, it's been heard a lot in my ears because this song moves me. And it features Jared, and it's the title of it is The One Who Is Unworthy. I just want you to listen close to Sound Street.
Pair of dirty sandals on the feet of someone special made their way down to Jordan's banks. The one who was arriving was here for his baptizing. This was not an ordinary day. John the Baptist saw him coming, stopped what he was doing, and with joy started pointing to the crowd. He said, "Heaven's door has opened. Behold the Lamb of glory. We've never seen the face of God till now. I'm unworthy to approach him, even with a true devotion. His purpose far exceeds the common kind. He'll overcome temptation and all the tricks of Satan. He'll never taste of sin like you and I tell you I'm unable to bow and loose his sandal. He and I are different, can't you see? One of us is holy, the other is unworthy, and the one who is unworthy is me. Even though I've asked forgiveness, and of his grace I am a witness, I still could never fathom who he is. Why he would bother coming to a world so undeserving and die upon a cross just makes no sense. And to say that I'm unworthy is the way that best describes me. No other word could tell my helpless state. And only by his crucifixion and the precious grace he's given can I face my Savior unashamed. I'm unworthy to approach him, even with a true devotion. His purpose far exceeds the common kind. He's overcome temptation and all the tricks of Satan. He's never tasted sin like you and I tell you I'm unable to bow and loose his sandal. He and I are different, can't you see? One of us is holy, the other is unworthy, and the one who is unworthy is me. Oh, I tell you I'm unable to bow and loose his sandal. He and I are different, can't you see? One of us is holy, the other is unworthy, and the one who is unworthy is me. Oh, it's
That Sound Street and the one who is unworthy here on the Champion Brothers broadcast this evening. My, that is a good song. That may be our Are There Any Questions song for tonight. So
It's a good one.
yeah,
We are the ones that are so unworthy.
indeed. Scott had to jump off for a second, but now he's back. Hey, Scott. This was a pleasant surprise. We didn't promo that you was going to be on with because we didn't know it until I started talking about you. So
Well, I'm tickled to join y'all for a few minutes. Yeah, appreciate it.
let's get caught up on some howdies. Johnny G. Parrish checking in with us tonight, and Donna Wright and Lindsay Smith. I think that catches us up on everybody. And Randall says, where does Sound Street call home? Can you answer that? I think you said it a while ago, Waynesboro, Mississippi. Is that right?
I
That's
believe,
right, Wayne.
yeah, that's where they call home, as far as
Yeah.
my understanding.
If I'm thinking right, that is like, I guess it would be east of Meridian.
Actually, south. It's going straight down
south, yeah.
45.
I just remember seeing the Waynesboro sign when I
Yeah.
would go to the Mobile area through that way. So
Right. Yeah, it's straight south 45. And because actually Jared is originally from Oklahoma, and that's where Ryan is from. So Ryan meets them up, but Jared's current pastorate is in Waynesboro, Mississippi.
oh, okay. Good deal. Well, let's get back to some Hall of Fame stuff. We were talking about SGMA a while ago, Scott, and
Yeah.
you can tell us a whole lot more about that than we can. But Neal said it, and I agree, and I think we're right. Isn't all the members of that lineup of the Cathedrals in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Glenn was in the first class that was in 97, right? And then Glenn was in the second class the next year. I mean, George was in the second class the next year, 98. And then shortly after Roger passed, they added him. And then Mark and Danny are two of the newer SGMA Hall of Fame members. Danny was actually this past year, 2023, and Mark was a couple of years prior. I think maybe 20, either 20 or 21. But yeah, that entire group, and the pianist that came in when Roger left the road for a while, Gerald Wolfe, of course, was also, I think he was a 22 class Hall of Fame member. So yeah, it's amazing, that whole entire group.
Yeah, indeed. Let's hear another one from that 1984 project called Distinctively. And I guess you'd say one of George's signature songs, as far as I'm concerned. It's called Thanks to Calvary.
Oh, man.
back to the place where I used to go. Today I saw that same old crowd I knew before. When they asked me what had happened, I tried to tell them,
Thanks to Calvary,
I don't come here anymore.
thanks to Calvary,
I am not the man I used to be.
thanks to Calvary,
Things are different than before. While the tears ran down my face, I tried to tell them,
thanks to Calvary,
I don't come here anymore. Then we went back to the house where we used to live. My little boy ran and hid behind the door. I said, son, oh little boy, don't be afraid, because you've got a brand new daddy now.
thanks to Calvary,
We don't live here anymore.
thanks to Calvary,
I am not the dad that I used to be.
thanks to Calvary,
Things are different than before. While the tears ran down my face, I tried to tell my little boy,
thanks to Calvary,
we don't live here anymore.
The Cathedrals and Thanks to Calvary here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. It just keeps getting gooder and gooder, don't it, boys?
Don't it? Man.
Absolutely.
That I was
Yeah.
going to mention a while ago after we played Sound Street too, and we've got one more coming up in a minute by them. But when you hear these songs by these artists that we play, and you want to hear them more and more and more, then do like Scott said, go find them on Spotify, go find them on Apple Music, and just stream them and stream them and stream them and listen a
Mhm.
lot, because it can indirectly help the artist when you play them and play them and play them more and more and more. So definitely go find them and listen to them out
Yeah.
there on the online streaming platforms.
Yep.
Absolutely. Rachel Bain says, love the Cathedrals. Being a bass singer's daughter, Georgia's always my favorite, but all of them are amazing. Fact.
Indeed, they are. Yeah.
And
What?
I'm sorry, one more quick howdy. Melanie Parker Jolly, my classmate from,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to say it now because we're talking about females and we ain't supposed to talk about that, but talked to her today. She invited faithful friends to come down to Ethelsville Baptist Church for their 200th homecoming
Wow.
in September. So
Wow.
me and the boys going
Man.
to load up and go down there and
Well, cool.
have a big time with my old classmate. Well, my former classmate.
Yeah, don't say you're old now. Remember, talking about a lady.
And Brad Shackelford's hanging out in Greenville, Alabama. If you see
Hey, I
Forrest,
know where
tell him I
that's
said,
at.
hey.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you. You was fixing to say something else.
No, I was just going to say we're close to halfway through here, and I was just going to mention this other event coming up that we've been telling people about. It's coming up in 1st of May, just 2 or 3 more weeks now. The Gospel Music Fan Fair
Oh,
is
yeah.
coming to Fayette, Alabama, May 19th and 11th. It's going to be right there at the Fayette Civic Center where we've had a lot of artists come in. And it's going to be 3 days worth of gospel music. I'm telling you, just all kinds of groups, all different. A lot of gospel, but other genres of gospel, other types of gospel music are going to be there. They're going to have morning worship services. They're going to have matinees during the day. They're going to have concerts at night. We're talking 3 solid days, May 9th, 10th, and 11th, of gospel music there in Fayette, Alabama. The Gospel Music Fanfare, and gospelmusicfanfare.com. Actually, it's gospel fan. Which way is it now? Let's find it. It is gospel music. I'm going to put it up at the bottom down there.
There you go.
Gospelmusicfanfare.com. That's where you can get all the details, and the pictures will be bigger, and you can check out who's going to be there. These are little pictures on what we're putting up there. But I know the Freemans are going to be there. I know Robbie Maxwell and her husband Dale and Newground. I know they're going to be there. There's going to be music, so good music there. So if you want to get you a load of gospel music, go check out the Gospel Music Fanfare, May 9th, 10th, and 11th in Fayette.
And I just saw a couple other comments popped up in here. Ray Troll, how about it? Big Henson fan here. We got to do a Henson a night. I know we played one a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago off that One More Hallelujah, which is probably in my top 3 to 5 favorite albums of all time. And that's good. But good to see you, Ray. Appreciate you stopping by tonight. And Janice Wilson says, good evening from Birmingham, Alabama. Thank you for stopping by. What is it, Scott?
I was just going to say, Miss Janice is one of my favorite all-time encouragers through the years of ministry in Kennedy. She was precious, still is precious friend, but I'm thankful for Miss Janice. Good to see her on here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, hey, Mama. I always say that every week.
I always have to look up because Mom's upstairs. But
yeah, that's right.
At your place, not. See, I knew somehow or another I messed that up. Anyway. Let's play some Cathedrals music. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, Percy. What are you gonna play next? He's a Personal Savior. That's a good one.
Let's do that. Classic Southern Gospel Quartet song right here, and done by a classic Southern Gospel Quartet. He's a Personal Savior.
You heard about a place called heaven up in the blue. I'm glad that all my sins forgiven. I'm telling you, I'd like to see you get this feeling you can receive. God's ready now to give you this feeling if you believe. He's a personal Savior. He's mine, I know. Yes, he's mine, I know. I love him so. He did my soul. Yes, he did my soul. A personal favor. That's why I tell it out wherever I may go. When I am blue
and feeling oh so low down,
He'll take me through.
He'll take me through. Oh, Satan can't get me down.
And from the past
that is mine,
I'll never waver.
For he's a friend.
He's a friend, he's a friend, he's a personal friend. Don't ever try to quench the spirit when God's around. Some people seem to get so near it, then turn him down. Judgment, you're gonna see the Savior that you passed by. Think how you're gonna feel that morning when others cry. He's a personal Savior. He's mine, I know. Yes, he's mine, I know. I love him so. He did my soul. Yes, he did my soul. A personal favor. That's why I tell it out wherever I may go. When I am
blue and feeling oh so low down,
He'll take me through.
He'll take me through. Oh, Satan can't get me down.
And from the past
that is mine,
I'll never more waver.
For he's a friend.
personal friend. When I am blue
and feeling oh so low down,
he'll take me through.
he'll take me through. Old Satan had to get me down.
And from the path that is mine, I'll never go wrong.
For he's a friend.
He's a friend, he's a friend, he's a personal friend.
There you go, cathedrals, and he's a personal savior here on the Champion Brothers broadcast tonight with the third Champion brother, Scott. We didn't know he was going to be here, but I'm glad he is. I don't know. I like Scott in the middle. Let's put him back in the middle.
You like that?
I was like, I don't know why I didn't do that earlier, but
I'll go wherever you want me.
okay. But anything else you got to tell? Like I say, I didn't want to hold you, but if you need to go, go. But if you can stay, stay. But anything else you need to do or say or tell or anything?
I can't. I appreciate you guys letting me hang out with you tonight, and definitely thank the shout out for the other stuff, and appreciate everything y'all are doing. I'm so tickled, and I've not been able to hit the last two, but I'm so tickled with all the music that's been brought to West Alabama over the last couple of years through what you guys and the vision that y'all had to do. It's taken me back to the growing up years when you could actually drive 15, 20 minutes and see fantastic Southern gospel, and appreciate what y'all are doing with that, and thankful for those who support and encourage those watching to mark calendars on all these events that they're throwing up, the June 1st or May 32nd, whatever you're calling it, for the Sound Street, and then the July coming up with the Kingsman and just everything else. Y'all come out and support, and we'd love to have you when we do the Southern Gospel Forward broadcast too. We have a time, so join us there too.
And remind the folks again when the next one is.
It will be this coming Monday, which is the 29th, and we start at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you're watching this on SBM Studios Facebook page, just come to the same place. But SBM Studios Facebook page, or you can watch live on YouTube on the SBM Studios channel.
Yep. Well, good deal, man. Thank you for coming on, just because I told you to.
I obeyed.
Told you to. Yeah.
First time for everything. Well, I did. I just said, I was talking about it, and I was like, wait a minute, he can jump on here anytime he wants to. So you have an open invitation. So if you happen to drop in sometime and you want to come and join us, come on. Like I say, you're the third champion brother anyway. So
well, thank you so much. And yes, you were definitely a part of a night that will live in infamy for Southern Gospel Forward. So
I'm sorry or congratulations, whichever one's in order. So
appreciate you.
Love you, brother. Appreciate you. We'll see you whenever next time is.
Love y'all too. We'll see you.
All right. Scott Bolden. Well, that was a pleasant surprise. I like that a whole lot.
He was probably 2 years old when this album we're featuring tonight was released, something like it. But anyway,
no, he was a little bit older.
He was about, he's probably close.
Let's see, 10, this time of the year in '84, I was 17. I think that's right. Yeah, because it was getting close to graduation, and he's 7 years behind me, so he was 10.
Okay, there you go.
If the math works, because I know there's 7 years between me and him. And his birthday's about, I think it's 17 days before mine. So
there you go. Well, so he hit.
I got to go lay down. I've been thinking too much.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. But he did hit on something with the Champion Brothers Bringing It Back concert that I look at it as an honor to be able to have some of these artists in West Central Alabama, like Master's Voice. They've never been in this area. Sound Street, that's coming in June, have never been in this area. Endless Highway hadn't been here too many times. I don't think the Lefevre Quartet had been here many times. So I count it an honor to have them there, and I want to get across to anybody that comes across this and sees this and share it with others that, hey, it's a privilege to have some of these artists in our area and to be, to be delivering the gospel the way they are with gospel music. And so,
and not have to pay a bunch for a ticket either. You never have to do that at any of our singing. So
That's right. That's right. Just come and be a part for sure.
let's get back to the music.
Man.
Scott mentioned this song earlier from Sound Street, and I have to admit I have fallen down. I haven't done the hardcore deep dive into Sound Street's music yet. I will between now and June 1st. But tell me about this song called Mansions.
Yeah, this is one that features JV, and it's one that they've released. Big push behind it. It's doing well. It'd be, I guess, one a little more on the what I kind of consider what do I call it? Big church gospel music or high church gospel. Not just like just a little quartet in a little bitty church on a Sunday afternoon, but just kind of like a bigger, more modern sound. And she just does a great job delivering this song. And so, yeah, let's listen to Mansions.
When my world gets heavy, weighed down by the troubles of this life, I look up to the clouds and daydream about that sweet by and by. Start thinking about heaven. I've heard the streets are paved with gold. I can't imagine it 'cause I ain't there yet, but here's what I've been told. In my Father's house, there are many rooms. I'm talking about a mansion for me and a mansion for you. When he parts those crowds, we're gonna walk right through. Yeah, heaven's got a mansion for me and a mansion for you. Oh, yeah, heaven's got a mansion for me and a mansion for you. I think about family, the good Lord's called home before. I can't help but think that they might be waiting for me at the door. Gonna be a reunion for all the ransomed and redeemed. Fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, forever we're gonna sing. In my Father's house, there are many rooms. I'm talking about a mansion for me and a mansion for you. When he parts those crowds, we're gonna walk right through. Yeah, heaven's got a mansion for me and a mansion for you. When we all get to heaven, what a day that will be. Moving into the mansion he promised for you and me. When we all get to heaven, what a day that will be. Moving into the mansion he promised for you and me. Yeah. When I think about heaven, what I think about the most is seeing Jesus' face, hearing mercy say, welcome home. In my Father's house, there are many rooms. I'm talking about a mansion for me and a mansion for you. When he parts those crowds, we're gonna walk right through. Yeah, heaven's got a mansion for me and a mansion for you. Yeah, heaven's got a mansion for me and a mansion for you. Oh, yeah, heaven's got a mansion for me and a mansion for you.
That's Sound Street. It's called Mansions here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. That is a fine
Indeed.
song right there.
Yeah, I said high church. If you took high church music and today's modern praise and worship music and traditional Southern gospel and a soulful gospel sound, and you threw all four of them in a bucket and mixed them up, that song is what would come out. I mean, I could just hear a little bit of all of that in there. It's just a great song.
That is so cool. And they'll be coming to the Fayette Civic Center on Saturday night. Or no, I'm sorry. I get in everything in order, and I forget we got moved out of order. Vernon, Alabama, Vernon City Complex, Saturday, June 1st. You can see Sound Street and probably hear that song if I had to guess. So let's get back to some Hall of Fame quartet music. You want to?
Let's do that. We got a couple more here. We're approaching that hour mark. You know, we have to be careful. We can't last an hour and a half usually. So we've got to kind of think about the end at least. Hey, did you see what Jason Bain said about it? Look at that. Jason said that Jaylee does a fine job on that song. Fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. And yes, I'm so glad we're having them in West Alabama.
And Don Dollar said, bring it on. Yes, sir. We're going to. And we can't say enough how much we appreciate Don Dollar and all the work he's done to help us with these singings. The first one in Vernon, and he's kind of like us. He's usually the first one there and the last one to leave. And
Right.
he helped us out tremendously and encouraged us and wanted to make sure everything was taken care of as it was. And thank you so much. Billy Shaw said, sure you can. I guess mean stay longer than an hour, but
yeah. Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Another one on that album was a classic signature song of Danny Funderburk's that he first recorded. I first remember it being when he was with the Singing Americans. And
right.
Chris, am I right that Danny's father wrote this song?
I believe that's right. I was just thinking that too. And I was like, I think it was his dad, but I wasn't positive. But I'm fairly certain he did. So
he was well known from this song from his time with the Singing Americans. And I thought it was great that pretty soon after he got rolling good with the cathedrals, they recorded that and did it live in concerts. But listen to Danny Funderburk sing Whiter Than Snow.
Lost and so lonely, just a pilgrim was I. I had no future, wasn't ready to die. Oh, but then I met the Savior. What a friend, Lord, to know, for he took me to Calvary, washed me whiter than snow.
Now I'm saved, yes, I'm saved by his marvelous grace. Now I'm a child of that heavenly race. Now my heart is filled with gladness, and my life is all aglow, for he took me to Calvary, washed me whiter than snow. Now I don't have much money or this world's noted fame, but there's one thing that I know that's for certain. Jesus knows me by my name. And although I once was nothing, now to heaven I'm going to go. Thank God he took me to Calvary, washed me whiter than snow, and I'm saved. Thank God I'm saved by his marvelous grace. Now I'm a child
Yes, sir. The Cathedrals featuring Danny Funderburk and Whiter Than Snow here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. I got caught up in listening to the song and enjoying it, and forgot to look up who wrote it. But I'm fairly certain it was Danny's daddy.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, great
Point
song.
of personal preference, may I, brother?
Yes.
May I got to
Yes.
brag on the fam for here for just a minute. So
Bring it on.
yes, look here. You ready for this? We're fixing to
I'm
put it
ready.
on you. Look who was on
I'm
the
holding
news tonight. Look at there, it's Sweetie.
On TV?
She
Look
was
at
on the
there.
TV. Probably going to be on again in about an hour or so. But
Well, I be.
as it says there, the McDonald's office administrator, and has been for, longer than a week or two. There again, I don't want to stray off into that being diagnosed with OLD or anything like that. But
Right.
they had a job fair for high school students in Tuscaloosa today, and she went and took part, and lo and behold, Channel 42 shows up and puts her on the TV. I was like,
Well, I bet.
that's good.
That is pretty good.
So y'all,
Good to know.
I don't know if y'all, I don't usually watch Channel 42 just because, I'm old and set in my ways, but y'all want, if you're in the central Alabama area, watch Channel 42 tonight. You may see Sweetie on there. So.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm probably
Good
in
deal.
more trouble because
Good
I
deal.
posted that on the Facebook a while ago. And
Oh my. Yeah, you probably hear about it. Probably so.
anyway, I just need to sneak that in tonight. So
That's good. Glad you did. Glad
we
you
got
did.
what? One more song to play?
One more to play, and also tell folks there's going to be a singing.
Yeah. I didn't know if you want to do it
Vernon,
before or after. So.
both.
Okay.
In Vernon, Alabama, on June 1st, Sound Street is coming to town, and you've heard two songs if you've been listening tonight. If you hadn't, just go back and watch this again and listen to them two songs, and you'll want to come see them in person. They're going to be in Vernon, to Vernon City Complex, Sound Street, and you're going to want to be there because they are fine. I'm telling you, we hadn't disappointed yet. I don't know if we disappoint you with somebody we bring, tell us. I really want to know, but I don't think we have, and I don't think we will. So y'all come be there and listen to Sound Street. It's going to be good. It won't cost you a dime. 6 p.m. we get started. A few by faithful friends, a few by chosen witness, and then we'll lay Sound Street on you, and they're going to do a fine job.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. One more song.
From the Cathedrals.
The Cathedrals, a.k.a. tonight, the Hall of Fame Quartet. Every single member is currently in the Southern Gospel Music Association Hall of Fame. And this last one is just a good old traditional Southern Gospel Quartet song that I thought would be a good one to end on tonight. That I definitely remember them singing this one. A lot of quartets have sung it, I believe, over the years. But listen to them just take off and just wear out when Jesus comes in the cloud.
Oh, what a shout will rise across the vaulted sky when Jesus comes in the cloud. We'll leave all pain and care and in this glory share when Jesus comes in the cloud. When Jesus comes in glory bright, we'll leave the lonely shades of night. All sorrow will be past, eternal joy at last. When Jesus comes in the cloud, with all the friends of old, we'll tread the streets of gold. When Jesus comes in the cloud, there'll be no more goodbyes, no tears will dim our eyes. When Jesus comes in the cloud, when Jesus comes, glory bright, we'll leave the lonely shades of night. All sorrow will be past, eternal joy at last. When Jesus comes in the cloud.
When Jesus comes,
in glory bright, we'll leave the lonely shades of night. All sorrow will be past, eternal
There's you some Cathedrals music, mighty fine. And When Jesus Comes in the Clouds, closing out our musical portion of the broadcast tonight. Couldn't
How
have
about
picked
it?
a better one. I tell you
Think
what,
it's
our
been
executive producer he knows what's going on. I'm
I'd like
talking
to meet
about
him
you.
sometime. Oh, that's me. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, I just like to just share people stuff that I like, so it's
Yep.
pretty much it. So
Hmm.
there you go. So hey, there's some singing's going to happen this year. You know that?
Yes, sir. You want me to tell
We've
it or
been
you want to tell it?
roll on, buddy, roll on.
Okay. So obviously we've been telling you about the next one, which is going to be on Saturday, June 1st at the Vernon City Complex, featuring Sound Street, a new group to this area, but one that we know that you will enjoy. Then go ahead and put these on your calendar too. On Saturday, July 27th at the Fayette Civic Center. How about this? The Kingsmen are coming. Yes, sir. Be a fine night of some classic quartet music at 6 o'clock, Saturday, July 27th at the Fayette Civic Center. Then we're going to go back over to Lamar County on Saturday, September 14th at the Vernon City Complex with our friends, the Kellys. We first encountered them back in the mid-'80s, and John and all the boys will be there at the Vernon City Complex on Saturday, September 14th. And then we'll round out this year's version of the Champion Brothers, bringing it back with the Dixie Echoes. Yes, sir. They've been with us all 3 years that we've been doing this, and they'll be at the Fayette Civic Center on Saturday night, November 9th at 6 o'clock. So I hope you'll put all of those on your calendar and come and be with us.
Please do. Please do. Well,
we hadn't talked about it, but are we're going to keep it going every week, or are we going to take another week off and then hit them hard as we get into May, or what are you going to do? Or we'll talk about
y'all
it and
just
figure that out later.
y'all just look for us. We'll be popping on here from time to time.
Yeah. You know what I always say.
We've tried to, schedule this out and be real rigid with it, but it just don't quite work that way. So,
No.
yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back soon as we can, and y'all just look for us. We'll be there. See, if you go and you like it, and you go and follow us, and you go and subscribe and click the little notify, then it'll tell you every time we come on, and you'll know. So,
and the best way to see us, because I've been hearing some rumblings about stuff that the Facebook's fixing to change up the way that we do it, and I don't know yet. I don't know if you've looked into it yet. I don't know if it's going to affect what we do here and the pages we can go to. But the best way to see it is by going to championbrothers.com, and that'll provide you a direct link to our YouTube page where we are always live, and you can go that. So not trying to steer you away from Facebook. We're just saying we've kind of gotten some rumblings that they may be making some changes, and we might not be, but we'll always try to put it out there that, when we're going to be doing a broadcast. And in that way, when the time comes, you can just go to championbrothers.com and watch it that way too. So
indeed. Good tip. Good tip.
And I wanted to get in a few last second howdies there. Marcus Honnold checked in with us, and Shirley Weathers and Lindsay Smith, Kelly and Larry Stokes. We got some home folks checking in with us, some Millport folks we ain't heard from in a while. Larry Stokes and Mike Burks. How about that? There's you a blast from the past. Good to see Mike checking in tonight. And Randy Pennington. I think I know him. Yeah.
I've seen him a time or two.
See this? Courtesy of Pennington's Barber and Style, or as he told me the other day, one of them PBS haircuts. So I was like, what's that stand for? And he said, Pennington's Barber and Style. And Margaret Richardson and Nina Harrison also checked in with us, and Johnny G. Parrish. Just wanted to make sure we said hey to everybody. I think that catches us up on everybody. But thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. And you know the drill. Whenever next time is, we'll be here, and we hope you will be too.
That's right.
Anything else?
I think that's about it. Just
all
except
right.
for good night.
Good night, everybody.